I'm a new soul. I came to this strange world hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But since
Hello, Young America. I am so glad you're here to join me today with the weekly address to Young Americans. My name is Jasmine Jones, and I'm here to present to you our weekly show. This show is sponsored by YOU, which stands for Young, Organized, and United. All right, so I know we're all entering into April, the end of April actually, and I guess there's nothing special going on except for, I guess, the playoffs. I mean, I know people care about that. I care about it, kind of. Maybe I can't really speak to it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into today's show because that's more important. All right, so our topic for today is finding ways to eat healthy. Finding your own ways to eat healthy is what particularly we're focusing on. So this show is inspired by my boyfriend, actually. It's kind of funny. You know, we have begun to live in closer quarters, and I've been able to, just watch what he eats on a regular basis. And if you see him, he's a small little thing. So I'm always worried, like, is he have enough? Should he eat a little bit more and all of this? But what happens is that as I've watched over the past few days, I'm like, he actually isn't a small little thing just because, of genetics. It's actually because he watches what he eats in his own way. He eats low-calorie meals like chicken noodle soup that's very simple, but it's still low-calorie, as well as eat small portions at times. And so really, in his own way, he eats pretty healthy. And so it's interesting as it made me think about, how there's just no one size fits all when it comes to eating healthy and living healthy. You have to define it for yourself, and it has to be built on things that are natural to you, because we all know when we try diets and things like that, it gets boring after a while and you just don't tend to it anymore. However, if you do some things in your own way that you're already working on or used to doing, it can end up working for your benefit. So we're going to go ahead and dive into some of the tips that I think would work well with if you're wanting to live a healthier life. It's becoming springtime and summer. We're trying to get summertime fine. Then let's figure out some realistic ways for you to get on the path that you're trying to get to. All right, so one of our first ones is about building on existing healthy habits, right? So we all have two different types of habits. We have healthy habits that we already have, and then we have these happy but might be slightly unhealthy habits, So for example, for me, I do like to really think about the food that I eat. I drink a lot of water, those type of things. However, I have the world's biggest sweet tooth. Crazy sweet tooth. So what I have to do with two things is with the healthy habits, what you got to do is you have to find ways to build on them. So if you like salads, which is a low-calorie meal, or you like small portions, or you like to drink a lot of water, then you have to figure out more ways to incorporate it in your diet. Maybe you have 2 small meals a day and 1 big breakfast, or maybe you have 2 low-calorie meals a day, but they could be a little more hearty. Whatever it is, take your existing healthy habits and try and spread them out a little bit more through the week. And as for those happy but kind of unhealthy habits, like me and my sweet tooth, you have to place them in very specific times of your day, as well as put limitations on it. So for example, for me, I have to put all of my desserts right after lunch and after dinner. I know that's when they come. And then sometimes I switch it out for an alternative. So instead of the Kit Kat bar, I may go for a Skinny Cow treat, which is absolutely delicious and it's so good. And if you haven't had Skinny Cow, please eat Skinny Cow. It's so good. Everything from the ice cream to the peanut clusters, all of it's great. So, but my point is to say that if you have these happy but unhealthy habits, then you have to find specific places to put them so that they don't have a big impact on your health and cause other things to happen. All right, so the next piece that I want to talk to you guys about is understanding the food that you eat the most and the impact that it has on your health. So there are certain things that we do not eat all the time, right? Like, it's just what it is. But there's some things that we do. And so for those things that you eat all the time that you can't resist, whether it's milk or whether it's pasta, rice, look more deeply into that food and see how does it impact your health as a carbohydrate, as a protein, how does it affect your body? And the reason why you want to know that is because as you're consuming things, and especially at a high volume or more frequent volume, you want to understand, like, does this have an impact on building my muscles? Does it help me have stronger bones? Does it help me, have lower cholesterol? Those things you want to understand, because what happens a lot of times is we indulge on things that might be, partially healthy, but have some health risk or could impact my health, but we don't really look deeply into it because food is food. However, sometimes when we do that, we end up putting ourselves at risk of things like high cholesterol or diabetes, which honestly is not worth it. So if you know that there's foods that you incorporate in your life all the time, like for me, sweets, I have to begin to really look at my sweets and try and figure out how are they impacting my health. How can I find an alternative? Because it's not worth some of the things that can happen if I continuously consume them. So please understand the food you eat most often and try to figure out how they impact your health. And if it's not for the better, then try to find some alternatives to make it so that it doesn't have the same impact. All right, so the very last one that I want to talk to you guys about today is I want everybody to really look into how they can incorporate new foods into their diets. So this is one thing that's not always that easy, right? Like, everybody's not excited about going to try and find ways to incorporate more spinach into your lunch or into your life. However, there are plenty of ways you can do it. So for example, if you like scrambled eggs, okay, how about sometimes you toss in some tomatoes and some spinach and mix it up a little bit and make it more of a heartier dish. Sometimes that just has an impact of giving you protein and some extra benefits in your body that could take that meal a longer way, okay? But, if you're not the type of person to go out there and try new things on your own, then try and make it an activity. And make it an activity with your boo piece or something, where you guys go on date night, but instead of your usual steak and potatoes, this time you do salads and frozen yogurt. Might not sound that exciting, but it's kind of cute to talk about it with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and it kind of makes a conscious decision that together we're going to eat healthy tonight, and it kind of just lightens up, and changes things up for you to try new things. So my biggest tip there is just, when it comes to eating healthier and defining your own way, don't stay stuck in your own lane. Try to find new ways to incorporate some healthier items into your diet, because it's worth it. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I'm hopeful that somebody out there took something from this show, okay? And I'm hopeful that you guys join me next week, where we are going to talk about the not impossible task. How to save even when you're living check to check. All right, I know many of us have faced that question a lot, and it always feels like the impossible task, but the answer is that it's not impossible. There are plenty of ways you can get started today, and we're going to dig more deeply into that next week. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you then. Have a great one. Bye-bye.